Yesterday, I was really pleased to find out that one of my favorite novels of all time, The Lover by Marguerite Duras, was included in the Library Science website, which is a relatively new book club devoted to making young people read more novels, or getting people to read more novels. It's a beautifully written memoir, a woman, older woman in Paris recollecting a past relationship, an affair with a Vietnamese man when she was a teenager, and all the dynamics of that relationship and the many erotic scenes in it. It's so beautiful, and it kind of bounces around through the timeline. And the reason why it was kind of a serendipitous that it was included and I found it is because my new novel, The Orphean, just came out 2 weeks ago, and it's about a day in the life of a men's fashion and fragrance influencer on his way to meet his estranged daughter in an increasingly dystopian world. And as you can see in the cover, that the face here is actually lifted from here. It's kind of an homage to one of my favorite novels. And my wife designed this, and she changed some of the eyes and everything, and changed the expression. And there's some Jean Dubuffet figures there. Anyway, it's available on Amazon now, so I encourage you to check it out. But The Lover Marguerite Duras was a writer who was part of the French New Novel movement. This came out later in her writing career in the 80s. The French New Novel included figures like Michel Butor, Nathalie Sarraut. The term was coined by Jean-Paul Sartre. And there was also Alain Robbe-Grillet, who wrote the script for the successful film last year at Marienbad, directed by Alain Resnais. And it's just a gorgeous book, but it's the commercial edge of the French New Novel. Most of that stuff is very experimental, and she herself, Duras, described this as an airport novel she wrote because it's not quite as experimental as the rest of her stuff. It's more accessible, but that's actually why it's a good entry point. It's beautifully written, and I always held it up as an example of how my writing should be. And when I was writing my novel, The Sleep, which is the only one of my 12 novels with a female protagonist, I read this many times because I wanted to make sure the emotional response of the female protagonist was right, and the descriptions of the erotic scenes and everything. How would a woman approach an erotic scene? I wanted to make it more authentic and not this kind of wooden female character that you get in some Henry James novels like Portrait of a Lady, for example. But anyway, it's a beautiful novel, and I encourage you to check it out, and to actually check out the Library Science book club website. They have some real stunning books up there that you should take a look at. Anyway, have you read this? What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Anyway, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope to see you again.